Oh, another medit? Would be thinking they might be wanting to, yeah. Yeah, well, that's what they said. That is true. So. Okay. So they wanted to be going without battles, but nonetheless. Yeah, I kinda agree that it's kinda a bit more interesting, to be honest, not to be having two medits here, just to be having different conditions for the players. Yeah, I kinda thinking so, but nonetheless, it's their show match, they can do what they want, of course. That is also not entirely that much of a bad idea, though. And thought, of course. No, but we're gonna be getting Anatolia, which is at this point going to be, of course, exactly more. Not interested in that against Senege, I can understand that. So what we're gonna be getting next time, that's gonna be the game number 3. And well, at this point, I'm just gonna go the merit, right? That'd be kinda really trolly if that happened.
The game already.
Blue Lagoon. It's gonna be nicely open map. And we are going to be therefore starting with 3 giraffes, which is probably something a bit better for the set, but yeah, well, I guess it's not gonna be entirely that much of a difference at this point in the specific match. SuperAfim again, just getting immediate vision into the middle, so that he could be seeing, potentially maybe even he could be seeing the corner of the gold maybe. But that's actually something that could be very important. As really, I'm just gonna say that commonly, that people do not play commonly enough, or like at all, the tower drops on Atlanteans, with Egyptians. I mean, like you having the upgrade on tower for free. If you have this kind of gold, all you need to be doing is tower rush, drop a tower here, and the Atlantean is screwed, because other gold mines are gonna be far away, specifically here on Blue Lagoon, and you can't do any unit whatsoever as an Atlantean without gold. So just like, I really do not understand why people actually do not play that with Aegis. It's a... Actually, I'm thinking it's on the borderline, maybe being completely busted, just like nobody does it. But yeah, well, nonetheless, we'll see if maybe this time it's gonna be SuperAfim's idea. With SuperAfim maybe also wanting to be getting the Oseberg wagon, of course, as that was also in the first game. And we're gonna be converting the Rhino. No, maybe just some kind of maybe inspiration for Mor to be turning him into hero, so that he can be right now blocking that, because getting the Rhino here is actually fairly nice conversion in general. Okay, otherwise in the bases, we're gonna be having right now the gold mine for SuperAfim. Going to be, not entirely that terrible. Decent tower, easy wall there, in the front temple maybe, and some house and whatnot. Doesn't entirely seem too complicated, to be honest, to play. Zebras, but on Blue Lagoon you're gonna be always having decent amount of food. Nothing at the back. Elephant, okay. Probably something more here in the dark, but it's gonna be getting a bit further away already from the base of Mor, so entirely certainly he's gonna be wanting to go that far. Not really that 100% about that kind of piece of knowledge, but well, whatever the case, you're gonna be at this point therefore ready in the enemy base. He's gonna be apparently wanting to eat the Rhino. He's not gonna be interested in using him for some kind of early fighting, even though specific Rhino would be really powerful, to be honest. So yeah, I'm thinking it would be kinda nice for him. Nobody paid for any kind of show match. They are having just like a grudge match because of some disagreements about balance on RTS Sanctuary. And the prize here is gonna be that the player who loses is gonna be having to use a specific nickname. Mor, if he loses, is gonna be having to play under the nickname of Afim is my father. And if SuperAfim loses, he's gonna be having to change into Super Alfheim. So there you go, that's what we are right now playing for here. And of course the bragging rights and all kinds of nonsenses otherwise. You could also write about now, imagine. Bit of a shame that maybe right now at least the Alfheim didn't work out for him. I mean, like if he's gonna be still in, it's gonna be still fun, but nonetheless, Yeah, that was kind of like the biggest point, I'm thinking maybe of the discussion. I don't at this point remember exactly the details of it. You can find it in the RTS Sanctuary. It's of course coming from. So otherwise you can see the second TCs will be definitely challenging for SuperAfim. You can see right now both of them are gonna be forward, without of course any kind of gold mine, but it's classic Blue Lagoon for you. Back gold mine, or back TC, sorry, for a mirror, or the Mor rather. It's gonna be somewhat playable. Front one, not entirely, of course, the gate is either, but you can probably say there's at least some kind of minor connection to this gold, which is something that maybe you can also see on the other side, but not entirely that much. It's not as good, just gonna slightly better this positioning, but nonetheless you're gonna be through Ptach and Prometheus, fairly standard so far beginning, and probably will be also seeing some kind of building of a trap coming down for SuperAfim again, as he's gonna be going for the next TC, and he's gonna be having also very interesting Rhino next to him, because that's something that can be most probably going towards the TC. It would be pretty nice. Actually thinking that both are playing pretty well, and definitely they have prepared, they have some nice ideas there, but it feels to me that really SuperAfim is definitely quite a bit motivated today, and he's playing excellently. To be honest, he has really kind of like sharpened up, it feels to me. Really having a good day today, and really good strategy, so kind of looking forward to his next participation in some tournament, to be honest. No, well, nonetheless, you can see it now for the Gazelenos. He's also gonna be on top of it having the Zebras all the way southwards, as he's gonna be, of course, right now moving away the villages with the shockwave for a bit. But nonetheless, it seems like he's gonna be not entirely having enough power here. He's gonna be a bit too slow for that. But yeah, well, Set can, of course, advance fairly quickly, so that was to be expected. As there we go with the Rhino. He's gonna be able to... Oh, come on, yeah, get it. Could have been getting a bit closer to TC, but I'm definitely appreciating at least the effort was there, that he realized the opportunity and he was moving those two away, at least for a moment. So barracks come in, of course blocking farm here again. And we're gonna be seeing some further Vegetaros. There's the trap. How many do we have? We actually don't have any kind of monument currently. Gonna have to be right now finishing that, but hopefully he's gonna be noticing it. So yeah, seems to be fine. We, by the way, do not even see the second relic, as we do have double counter barracks, so no more Milanos coming forward, at least for the time being. And for the units, no, of course, no upgrades so far. Whereas on the other side, we're having quite a bit of a hard time right now building even the barracks. As you can see, it's gonna be burning up, and currently she actually managed to finish. It was very close, because it looked like the Turmei are gonna be able to destroy it anyway, quite a bit soon. And there we go, that is actually a fairly... Oof. Wow, 9 Turmei actually. Next to the TC, in between 3 towers. Yeah, this is pretty terrible for him. This is pretty damn terrible in general. So that's gonna be all of them that gap. And complication currently for Mor immediately beginning. Yeah, he needs to be right about now repairing that, unfortunately, at least to some 500 hit points maybe. Because the problem with the Aegis is... Okay. How did he get through? Wait, what? Okay, we are gonna have to look at that again, because at this point SuperAfim was saying the same. They probably glitched through somehow. Okay, we're gonna have to look at that. That's obvious, I mean, like, can't be expecting glitches, right? So we're gonna have to look at that again, but yes, that is gonna be very interesting. Sometimes if you're gonna be having forests like these, units, especially with Hippicons, I notice it mostly, they can be kinda glitching through. But I mean, like, he glitched like half of the units through, interestingly. So we'll see. I'm very curious about that. Let's not forget it. Please remind me if you're gonna be ending the games, and I will be maybe not looking at that. But yeah, that had no business actually happening in there. I mean, like, we were having 9 Turmei in there, and we're having, right, 1, 2, 3, 4 dead bodies here, practically. So that is a bit of a thing here. This in Age of Empires 2 could be resulting into hill advantage, but nothing now. Just kinda needs to be right now hitting with those Turmei exactly the budget. There we go. And we're gonna be having monument to villagers. On top of it also armory coming forward. Army coming in. And you can see he's gonna be actually trying to even get the elephant close by. Haven't entirely noticed how far away he was, but yeah, this is not gonna be the most ideal spot, as he's also getting confused attacking even normal units. For a chaos in there. Not a chaos. How's he gonna be at this point having that for the relic for the Oseberg wagon here? Definitely should be picked up as soon as possible. But it looks like it maybe he's gonna be heading for the TC. Kinda low key. 82. Pop limit against 72. He probably will be able to and would be able to get it. Question is if maybe it wouldn't be better just to simply get a bit more units here. Instead of that just now. Okay, it's gonna be at this point now quite a decent control here for the time being. Around on the left side, that's gonna be... Oh, he's just gonna get in rid of the hunt. Because he kinda knew about those guys, in my opinion, a bit earlier. But at this point, it seems like right now, Mor is not gonna be interested. I guess he's just gonna make sure in case the TC was under some kind of purview, I guess, of SuperAfim and he wanted to take it. So that he's gonna be actually having quite a good opportunity there. But, well, you're gonna be right now heading into second TC for Mor, who's gonna be currently at Hendax and Pickaxe. And something changing here. Still only Turmas, or Turmei. Doesn't entirely seem to be having any kind of changes there. As for SuperAfim, he's gonna be without any kind of upgrades whatsoever. Yeah, he definitely is very much interested here in the settlement. He seems to be like 100% concerned in that, and concerned with that. Can say now 55 and 16 in here. And we are going to be 116 pop limit, basically the same for both players. SuperAfim is currently not until having the house. And he's gonna be fixing the housing crisis with that. Very interesting is that he's still having Pharaoh nearby. He's basically fully using him for the fights. I mean, like the 14 damage is absolutely really insane, but nonetheless, you could be just kind of thinking it might be like making things a bit easier for him, as the town center is potentially a lot more important. And the empowerment is making worlds of difference. And nice maneuver by Mor here. Prometheans come in, of course, straight in. There is a Shockwave. That's not too terrible, because it's gonna be, of course, quite a bit losing focus of all the slingers. They're gonna be a bit easier to pick off. They're gonna have to move a bit more, because they're gonna be spread out before they're gonna be starting to sling their rocks yet again. As it looks like it, maybe the villagers could be keeping this down or not. Okay. It's gonna be quite a bit close. Talking about the empowerment by the Pharaoh, right? That would have been quite a bit nice. That would have been quite a bit excellent and nice here. So you are going to be at this point therefore having that ready. Whereas all the way... We don't see anything else. Okay, so let's have a look at resources. Getting close to actually top population limit on the villages currently for Mor. You can say now only 94 against 130 in there, even a normal pop. This is actually very important because in the previous games, this usually went for SuperAfim, and that would kind of like escalate the situation out of Mor's control. Now is the opposite way. So, are we on the verge of Mor's comeback into the match? No, everything is gonna be, I guess, possible. Tale of Kerberos, Smith unit special attack recharge time. Very nice indeed. That is something that might be actually serving quite a good purpose here. Okay, that's gonna be right now, at least the wall right now not being done. Still no economical upgrades whatsoever, by the way. I'm thinking this is gonna be a problem at this point for SuperAfim already. Especially since the Heroic Age, again with Thea. I mean, like, I can't remember actually the Thea working for Mor so far. I'm kind of thinking that really maybe he just wants to be considering even the Chaos as an interesting god power to get rid of a few units. As distinct fees are not entirely much working against Nephthys, right? That's kind of the problem there. But if he's gonna be having to use them way earlier than the opponent will be ever having Nephthys, that's something that could actually legitimately work. As you can see, yeah, well, most of the right now zebras already murdered, so they lost like 60 food on them. It's actually fairly solid. So 5 animals, 60 food, 300 food less. So like 1.5 zebra. Not bad. Not bad at all. As well, let's therefore have a look back. He's gonna be just like constantly visiting the gold mine, logically. As it seems like it currently though, SuperAfim is gonna be focusing the middle one. Of course, no extra age. Yeah, that's gonna be an important fight here. And if he's gonna be properly also still SuperAfim or SuperAfim Super Moreror, camping the right gold mine, this might be actually quite a bit of a play of the game, and for the game rather. And the continuation of the match. At the 1 HP Slinger killed like 3 Turma. Didn't even notice that. Good eye on you then. Ah, okay. Killing a few wills, but seems like it's gonna be literally about 3. I mean, like, it's not entirely too terrible. Currently, Turma are gonna be becoming quite a bit of an outdated weapon and a soldier in the heroic age. Yes, of course, right now that. Protecting the TC. Also, Berkoagen is gonna be therefore protected as well. Could be just using this Turma next to it. Just to make sure to put it already home. This is not dangerous. This is potentially dangerous. We're gonna be having to drop a palace also on the left side, it looks like. Alluvial. Really? Why alluvial clay when you are having like 1 Prometheus? Oh, Promethean, sorry. Well, that was the second, but nonetheless still. It's a very random upgrade, to be honest. So yeah, not entirely certain why he's actually going that way. But whatever the case, all the way to the topwards, we're gonna be at least killing some further villages. Actually, that's 4 villages again killed here. Fairly nicely done by Mor. He's gonna be therefore keeping SuperAfim at about 67. 22, that's about like 44 and 11, back 55 maybe. If you're gonna be making the comparisons with like 2.5, but nonetheless. He's gonna be at least almost on the pop limit, which is also important. Getting himself further gold, and he's also having some further gold mines on the left side, not too far away from the TC so far. And next pickaxe and plow. Forgotten and kinda probably even locked in units at this point. Not sure if they can be even leaving if they wanted to. But this is gonna be, of course, a good opportunity for some kind of attack. As obviously currently Red is not entirely prepared. He, by the way, still is not in the heroic age. So this game definitely doesn't seem to be at this point working well for him. And looks like it may be more, even through the disaster that befell him a bit early with the shift in sands. Though he somehow miraculously got out of it, at least partly. It looks to me we are going to be at this point having a good chance for him to maybe make it through. Maybe he has really learned a bit through the progress of the games, what maybe he could be doing a bit differently. Now the budget, definitely can be agreeing with that, because he at this point needs to be doing anything that he can, and since the Valor is gonna be running out, or has run out rather, to be precise about that, that's a good opportunity. He might be able to make something work with that. So, Class Shockwave is gonna be currently used. Seems like he was just gonna using it to spread out the units. Not entirely certain what he actually gained from that, as it seems to me he wasn't doing too badly in the first place here. Still a bit curious about the alluvial clay in them, if he aims to be making a bit more of them maybe. Yeah, doesn't have too much favor currently. And it's actually something, because he's practically still fighting against Classical Age, it actually might be still working pretty well. But nonetheless, that's gonna be there for more. Not going away without a win at minimum. Or maybe it's gonna be at this point some turbo fun finish to the match, as we are gonna be heading into game number 4. Okay, so some upgrades. Yeah, he's not gonna be able to leave it. We'll see if it's gonna be at this point all the motivation he needed being against the ropes. At this point will all the win, all the remaining stuff. He can straight up plow, not even pickaxe at all. Such a weird play for Negi. First line at least for him, and there was the unit, no Axeman of course, without any kind of upgrades either. So we're gonna be heading forward at this point. Yeah, going to be having... No, well, I mean, like the extra TC, it definitely was the problem, as you say, 9, but in the previous game it worked for him, and it basically brought him into wins, those kind of risky plays. So 2 for 1, I guess that's actually a fairly solid result so far. But yep, this time it didn't work out, and it of course cost him. So you can see, same-ish food. This is gonna be there for 4-4, 4-4 and 2-6. That's 7,000, right? More resources for more, so somewhat expected amount of res. Even though, of course, this one wasn't the entirely longest game of them. GG. Okay, at this point I don't want to be delaying them, but you're gonna be looking at that actually weirdness with the trap later. I'm gonna be making a note on that so that we don't forget what happened, because there was some kind of glitch most probably. Game 3, Turma out of trap. Let's note it.